I was born in Lahore, but I actually spent my childhood in Kuwait. I went to a Pakistani school there, and when Iraq invaded Kuwait, we were there as well. My dad was actually in the U.S. at that time visiting family, but my mom, my sister, and I, the three of us, were in Kuwait. We had to take a bus. We went from Kuwait to Iraq to Jordan. We got to the no man's land, which is the border between Iraq and Jordan, and that was a tough time for us because when we got there, it was nighttime and we couldn't get a tent and we did not have a roof.
And your father wasn't there?
But my father was not there. So that's why when we got there, I felt like my heart was sinking.
And how old were you?
I was in 7th grade, so I think maybe around 11, 12 years old, something like that. Yeah. So that was just a tough time. But because we did not have a tent over our heads, I had a beautiful view of the moon and stars. The moon and the stars have been like my inspiration. So after spending the night there, we relocated to another camp, which was inside Jordan, and my mom was able to get in touch with her family. So we came to Pakistan. I actually knew in 8th grade that I wanted to be an engineer. I mean, yeah, I knew I wanted to become an engineer, yeah. My first job was I got a job with the Boeing company, and I was working on the processing of the International Space Station at Kennedy Space Center. Yeah. So as I mentioned, when I was working with Boeing at Kennedy Space Center, I got the opportunity to meet astronauts, and it really brought out a desire in me to become an astronaut. So I started applying to jobs within NASA, to be closer to my goal. So I put in my application. I was very fortunate and blessed that I was accepted. When I moved to the U.S., I would hear about people working full-time and going to school. And I said to myself, I don't think I could ever do that. That is a lot of effort. But when I was at Kennedy Space Center working for Boeing, I decided that I should get a master's degree. So I did a distance learning program through Georgia Tech. And I'm very fortunate that I was surrounded by people who were encouraging and supporting me through this time, especially my mom, and it's because of their support and encouragement, my mom and my family, that I think I was able to get the master's degree while working full time, because it is a lot of work. I would come home from work and I would have to watch the lectures on video. So I had to spend a few hours doing that. The weekends were spent doing homework, obviously working on projects. So it was a challenge. It was a challenge, but I feel that with the help and support of my family, especially my mom, that's what enabled me to do that. I wake up every morning and I truly feel fortunate and blessed that I work at NASA, because it's like the coolest job. So I'm an avionics engineer. So I'm responsible for the avionics system on rockets. So the avionics system is similar to the nervous system in our body. So just like our nervous system, like the brain tells you where to go, that's similar to the avionics system, because one of the avionics components on rockets is a computer called the flight computer. So that's kind of like the brain of the rocket. So I'm responsible to make sure that the avionics system on the rockets is working correctly. Yeah, and I work with an amazing team, so I'm just truly blessed. At NASA, we are working on what is called Space Policy Directive 1, and that is and what that is NASA is trying to send humans back to space, back to the moon within the next 5 years. So we're at NASA. That's one of the things we're excited about. Yeah. Also, we have some very cool missions coming up. We have there's a Mars 2020 mission that will be going to Mars or Murich. Okay. So that's another exciting one that's coming up. मैं जो आपको नसीहत करना चाह रही हूँ वो खाली STEM फील्ड्स के लिए नहीं है. STEM यानी कि साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, इंजीनियरिंग, मैथ, बट एनीथिंग यू वांट टू परस्यू इन लाइफ, उसके लिए ये है कि मेहनत, हार्ड वर्क जो है, दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड यू हैव टू हैव अ पैशन फॉर व्हाट यू डू, क्योंकि जब आपके अंदर पैशन होगा यू विल बी गुड एट इट, यू विल बी सक्सेसफुल एट इट. और ये कि इफ़ यू इनकाउंटर ऑब्स्टिकल्स, अगर मुश्किलात रास्ते में आए, जिस तरह मैं आपको भी बता रही थी फिज़िक्स क्लास मैंने मुझे काफ़ी मुश्किल हुई उसमें फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में, मुश्किलात से घबराए नहीं. और इफ़ यू स्टे फोकस्ड on your goal, you will be successful. So stay focused, work hard. That is my advice. And another thing, as you know, STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, math, you may not see as many women as men in those fields, but don't let that discourage you, because if you work hard and you're good at something, people will see you as a good engineer, as a good scientist. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female. So that is my message.